After months and months and months of teasing us and leading us on with 3D renders and random rumor engines, fans of the 3rd Legion, you're finally getting your boys. This is a relatively light week for Warhammer 40k, but we do have a big pre-order to talk about on top of some stuff for you book people. And as a book person myself, there was a design choice with a recent book that I'm not a huge fan of, so we'll get to that as well. But I'm HoodGuard, and this is your Monday Warhammer wrap-up. Let's get into it.
The Emperor's light is my torch! Death to the enemy! We shall be the end of you! Feel the might of the Renaissance! For the Emperor!
We don't often talk about Warhammer TV or Warhammer Plus unless there's a new animation coming out, but I do think there's a new episode of Scribes and Scriveners that my loreheads would really enjoy. For the upcoming Black Library celebration, the Scribes and Scriveners crew had on Nick Kime as their guest this week. Nick Kime is most well known for his Salamander material, what he's written for the Horus Heresy as well as the Tome of Fire trilogy. There are some people who don't like his writing style, though I am a huge fan of how he writes Space Marine emotion. But whether you like his books or not, Nick Kime is also one of the lead editors for a majority of Warhammer 40k books and is also one of the narrative leaders. So at the very least, a lot of the books that you probably do enjoy, he's had a hand in their creation. I've already seen the episode, so I don't want to give away too much, but I will say if you are interested in the behind the scenes of how lore is created, you're really going to enjoy this episode. And there's been a lot of confusion over the past couple of years on how these books are made and how this lore is created. So if you're a Warhammer TV subscriber and have been a victim of that confusion, this episode is really going to help you out. Alright, let's hop into our Heresy Thursday release. Much to my own joy, they are sticking with the Mechanicum theme from the past couple of weeks for Heresy Thursday. This week they released one of the cooler looking robots from the Red Planet, the Ursarax Cohort. In lore, this is an amalgamation of a bunch of Thalax cohorts from the Ordo Reductor that have been put together by Explorer Magos Falcon. It features an Uten jump booster as well as the option to have lightning claws or power fists. This is a highly maneuverable war construct and still houses living components at its core. When this cohort releases, you'll get 6 of the Ursarax constructs to add to any of your Tagmata. Moving right along in the same spirit as our Black Library focus, the Black Library itself is having open submissions for anybody who feels like they could write a Warhammer 40k story. Black Library authors like Denny Flowers and Robert Rath got their starts doing open submissions for Black Library, so this is an excellent opportunity for any of my writers out there. All submissions are due Sunday, March 9th, 2025, but there are some rules. The theme of this open submission is clash, an interaction between 2 characters. Your entry must be in English and it cannot exceed 500 words. It must include 2 characters and there cannot be a crossover between universes. Both characters also at some point must have had a Games Workshop mini. There are also some setting requirements. For 40k, the stories must take place in Vigilus, Komara, or Armageddon. For the Sigmar entries, they must take place in Hammerhall Aksha, the 8 Points, or Shadespire. Beyond that, you're free to write whatever, and if you would like some advice from these former authors who did open submissions, the article is up on the Warhammer community site. Now it's time to get into our Saturday pre-orders. What's going up for pre-order this Saturday? First and foremost, the thing that everyone has been waiting for, the new Champions of Slaanesh Emperor's Children box. In this box, there are 33 brand new miniatures, including the Lord Exultant and his retinue, and 2 units of Noise Marines. You'll also get a special 112-page Emperor's Children Codex, however, it is not the same as the limited edition one that was announced before. The box will also come with 22 data cards and 150 transfers at the price of around $230 US. This is probably going to be the most coveted release of the year, so make sure that if you want it, you're at a store or online in time. Also coming this Saturday for pre-order is the Combat Patrol for 10th edition Eldari. Continuing on with the 10th edition theme of not having vehicles in this Combat Patrol, it is all infantry. In this box, you'll get a Spirit Seer, 5 Wraith Blades, 5 Warp Spiders, and 10 Dire Avengers. It's very cool to see the Eldari get a new combat patrol, but I'm wondering if they're going to do any other type of combat patrol that brings in some of the other aspect warriors. I'm not very familiar with the tabletop war game, but if you feel like any of those other aspect shrines have some interplay that would be interesting, let me know in the comments. The last thing up for pre-order this week is a special edition book. This is a brand new Black Library book by Ian St. Maron called Lucius the Faultless Blade. And I'll absolutely be getting this book because it has new Lucius lore in it, but I hate the cover of it. I like the blade and chemical vial motif that really does match Lucius, but the font is killing me. Maybe it's over-designed, maybe it looks too much like a typical edgy font, but I do not enjoy it at all. However, if you're interested in this book, there will probably only be about 1,700 copies. It's a screen-printed cover and has black edge pages with Lucius's name on it, and will also contain the short story Lucius, Pride, and Fall. I know this is going to sell out immediately, but let me know if this is something that you've even considered getting. Alright, before we head out today, there is a new mini of the month coming. The last 40k model we got was a Striking Scorpion, and to keep with the Eldari theme, this month we're getting a Fire Dragon. One of Fugin's very own Aspect Warriors carrying an Eldari patterned Melt-A-Gun, this is coming along with a couple of collectible coins depending on how much you spend at a Games Workshop store. I haven't been able to get the last two minis of the month, one of those being because of weather, so I'm excited to finally be able to pick up one of these Eldari and paint it up for you all. But alright my friends, that is going to about do it for today's wrap up. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one.